All right, Rick, the Austin area has 11 teams left, 11 games this weekend, but we're here to talk about 4 of them. Let's start Friday night. We got Lago Vista, got Cameron Yo. These two teams played earlier this season. Cameron Yo won 40-20. It actually met in the state semifinals a couple years ago, and Cameron Yo won that game too. Do you see Lago Vista getting some revenge this week?
I don't see him getting revenge. I think it's going to be a good game for our half. But like you said, 41-20, and it wasn't that long ago, and it's not like Cameron Yo has gone backwards. They continue to roll as the number, 2 team in the entire state, and there's a reason for that. And the thing I like about them, they rush the football. 300 yards this past weekend, 200 the weekend before. So they're just grinding it out.
Yeah, the rest of the football, the quarterback's not too bad either. Jason Compriva, 29 touchdowns. 3 of those were actually thrown against Lago Vista the first time. Lago Vista's had some close games over the first couple weeks. The 1-point win in their opener, overtime win last week. I think Yo's just too much firepower for Lago Vista, but hey, third round's not a bad.
That's a good one.
Not a bad season. Let's go to our game of the week. It's going to be Leander, 11-1. Corpus Christi Flower Buff, 12-0. We're going to be in San Antonio for that game, and who's driving home a winner?
You're going to be driving home a winner, aren't you, going to that game?
I don't know if I'm going to be a winner, but I think Leander's going to win this game.
Leander's definitely going to win this game. They've won 7 in a row. Caleb Woodward has been amazing at quarterback. He could be player of the year. He could be the most important single player on any team this year. 5 touchdowns last week against Hayes. Even caught one. You know, the guy does it all. He's going to Texas Tech next year. Leander, they're going to make it.
Yeah, and their defense is great. They're going to get a little bit of a test with Flower Buff. Flower Buff had over 700 yards of offense last week. But, you know, as is with the case of most Corpus Christi area schools, they get to this round, things kind of fall apart for them. Flower Buff's been in the regional round. This will be a 3rd trip in the last 4 years. The last 2 trips, Lake Travis scored over 50 points in each one, and it's not baseball season, so I don't see a win for the Corpus Christi area this time. Let's go to the next game. Westwood Allen. Westwood's 9-3, first ever trip to the 3rd round. Will they be making their first ever trip to the 4th round?
Yes. This is my upset pick of the year, because Allen, they've won at least 10 games every single year since 2005, when they only won 9 that year. But Anthony Wood, the coach, he was so confident that they were going to beat the Woodlands last week, and they went in there and they stomped them pretty good. I just think that the defense with Parker Hanusa, Blake Thomas, Blake Thomas has been like their leading tackler almost every game. Watch out for Westwood.
It's going to be plain and simple. This is on Westwood's defense. Allen's averaging about 44 points a game. I don't think Westwood is good as Bear Fenimore and Ty Marshall is. I don't think they have the offensive power to score 44 points in a game. They've only actually scored more than 35 once this season. So this defense is going to need to keep Allen probably around 21 points. If they do that, I think they can win. You know, with the kicking game they have and the running short passing game that Westwood has, I think they can pull it out. And don't forget about Brad Watson, a very fine defensive back over at Westwood.
Incredible.
Final game, Manor. Rosenberg Terry, both teams 9-3. Manor's been playing pretty well this season.
Manor's won 7 in a row.
Yep. Are they going to win 8?
They're going to win 8. I think Sad Jackson may be one of the most underrated coaches in this area. They didn't get off to a very good start, and we were wondering how good they would be, but they're very good. And their opponent this weekend, the thing about them is they average 33 points against them. Manor could be just running all day against these guys.
Yeah, speaking about running, Tyrone Owens, their running back, 135 yards in each of his last 5 games. I talked to him a couple weeks ago and I asked him, hey, does everyone call you T.O.? And he said no, that used to happen in junior high, but people have kind of gotten over it. But he's a playmaker in his own right, and I say he gets, I think he gets 135 again, and a couple touchdowns, and Manor moves on, and maybe faces Elgin in the state quarterfinals.
That would be great. That would be great.
All right, those are our predictions. As always, check out the newspaper this week and to see how we did.